All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Athlete and Artist Show. I am the artist Kyle Forge alongside the athlete, professional hockey player Zach Boychuk. Season 6, episode 15, presented by BETHOG, our brand new sports betting and casino partner. BETHOG, they are a go-to crypto casino and sportsbook, and they're from the creators of FanDuel. They got all your favorite casino games and all your favorite sports and much more, like the world's first and only AI dealer. She fleeced us the first week. We fleeced her this week. We'll be looking to fleece the AI dealer again this week on the stream. The dealers are wild. We're having a lot of fun on there so far. If you haven't checked out the stream yet, check out the streams. We usually live stream on Sundays. BETHOG. Go check out bethog.com and you can show us some love by signing up with the bonus code AAS. That's bethog.com, bonus code AAS. Chucky, Slovenian Cup champion. A lot of trades this week. Let's start with, there it is. There's a gold medal. Let's go, Slovenian Cup champion. You got one medal, one cup, one ring this season already. How'd those finals go? And you guys pretty much dominated.
Yeah, it was nice. We had that one close game, like I talked about on the last podcast, but the final game was 7-2, and we got the sweep, got the brooms out, and got to lift the cup. In the end, it was a fun little series mid-season to kind of take away from our other season in the Win Today League, and almost felt like we were playing playoff hockey come January, but it was a lot of fun to play in those games.
Yeah, and that you guys played that final game at home too. So how rowdy were the fans after? Because I know last week we talked about your opponent team's fans like throwing stuff on the ice. So were your fans kind of even more rowdy in this final game, or how did everything go with the crowd?
Well, it was dicey early on. I think we were down 1 or 2-0. It was kind of a close game in the beginning, and then our guys kind of took over. I think we ended up winning 7-2, but our fans were happy. They were cheering loud at the end. They have their green scarves or flags or whatever, and singing their songs. And yeah, it was nice to get the win in front of the home fans.
Yeah, that's awesome for you guys. And I saw that your team posted it's like the 21st time that Ljubljana's won that cup or won that championship.
21 times. I don't know how many years they've been doing it for, but yeah, I guess that's pretty good for Slovenia. Win it that many times.
Yeah, now the only thing left is the league championship at the end of the year. And then is this league the same thing if you guys win the Ice League? Do you go to Champions League too, or?
Yeah, so there's 3 teams that will go from our league to the Champions League.
Okay.
It's usually it would be the top 2 teams in standings wise. 7th place team wins, they'll go in, and then the 1st place team right now I think is Klagenfurt, and then the 2nd place team is either Graz or Salzburg, or one of those 2 teams that kind of, if you're locked in 1 and 2 in the standings, you're guaranteed. And then if you win the championship, there'll be a 3rd team that joins the Champions League.
Unreal. So you guys could meet Berlin in the Champions League.
I don't know if the Berlin they got to win their championship season. They're in like 6th or 7th in their league right now, so
damn.
They need to win some underdog series this year if they want to. Kind of like us, we're around 6th, I think. Hopefully we move up with our last 10 games, but right now it's going to be pretty tough to catch the top 2 seeds. So we got to win it to have a good chance.
There's only 10 games left?
10 games left in the season. Yeah, we only play 48 games, and then they have the Olympic break, so we don't play a game for I think 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. So we'll be waiting for the last 5 games after the Olympic break to finish off the season and go into playoffs.
I forgot about the Olympic break. That makes sense with the. I was like, that's gonna end super early. Like your playoffs will end by the end of February.
Well, I remember one year thought I was gonna make the Olympic team, never ended up making it, but I was in Slovan and we were so far out of the playoffs. Everybody was just waiting to get to the Olympic break. And after the Olympic break, we only had 2 games left, and they were meaningless games. We had to wait around, like sit in Bratislava in Slovakia for just practice, knowing that we weren't going to make the playoffs and play these two meaningless games. But um, and there's other teams that have actually rescheduled their games. I think they did that with the Shanghai team or the
Mm,
Beijing team in the KHL. And so their season was done by January 30th or something,
that's
right before the
crazy.
Olympic break, got the games over with. They didn't make the playoffs and they went home super early. But for us, we're going to be taking that Olympic break pretty seriously. We have a couple guys, or we have one guy going to the Olympics, Alex Batan, and then a couple other guys are playing in a national team tournament in England. So there's some Slovenian guys playing in the national team, and then we have another English guy that's playing on Team Britain. So we'll be practicing and waiting for those guys to come back, and we got to be firing in all cylinders with the 5 games left.
Unreal, man. That's sick. I'm excited to see how things play out for you guys. Obviously, you guys have been in a pretty decent position all year, and I mean it's been a pretty close grouping for the like between you guys and the top of the standings for majority of the year. So, yeah, hopefully you can get up there, get a good playoff position. Because I know you said the top 3 teams get to choose their first round opponent, right?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how they do that. I've never had that in Europe. It's kind of something different. You got the play-in round, and then if you finish top 3, you get to pick your opponent. So um, hopefully we finish in the top 3. If not, we might get picked, and might not have home ice early, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that home ice in Europe is huge, especially I think because it's just every time I've seen those Euro crowds get into it in the playoffs, it's a total game changer in my opinion. I'm sure it is for you guys too.
Yeah, for us, our home record's a lot better than it is on the road, so we got to figure that out come playoff time. But for sure, it's a huge advantage when you got the fans and you're used to your rink and your ice and sleep not having to sleep in a hotel and
Yeah.
sleeping in your own bed. It's a pretty big advantage, I feel like, in Europe.
And you guys like watching your fans continue to grow the attendance wise. So I remember at the start of the year when you started playing out there, we kind of chatted about how the stands weren't as full as back in Berlin, and you were saying, yeah, the fans, as we start winning, hopefully the fans will start coming. Well, it sure seems like they started coming. It seems like it's a full barn every time you guys play at home now, or pretty close to, if not completely full. So and those fans just seem to keep having more belief in the team. So it's awesome to see.
Yeah, I think our start was huge for that, and as the season's gone on, we seem to be getting more and more fans, especially on the weekend games, and I think the holidays helps a lot too. The cold weather, people started looking into hockey a little bit more, and it's crazy like how busy the rink's been, and even just on random other off days, see all the people public skating and hanging out around the rink. So I think hockey's just growing and growing here, and hopefully we can have a good playoff run and help it even more.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how you guys do during playoffs and hopefully get Zach Boychuk another trophy on his elite prospects.
That's the goal. We already got one added, so we need another one at least.
Gotta love it. NHL news: lots of big trades coming down before the Olympic freeze. Rasmus Anderson, we've talked about it for a few weeks where he was going to go, ends up going to Vegas. It's another pretty high end player that Calgary sent to Vegas after Hannafin. But Flames in return get Zach Whitecloud, Abram Weeb, a 2027 first round pick, and a conditional 2028 second round pick, which turns into a first round pick if Vegas wins the Cup. So, what are your thoughts on that trade? Do you think it was a good trade for Calgary? Do you think it was a better trade for Vegas? Obviously, Vegas doesn't give a shit about draft picks. I keep seeing everyone talk about that too. They play real life NHL like the NHL video game, just giving up all those draft picks to get top guys. So
I don't know how they keep getting all these guys, and they convince teams to retain salary, so like
yeah,
they
Calgary
barely count
retained
against the
50%.
cap,
Crazy.
and like what did Calgary get? Like a first round pick and maybe a second, like unless the Vegas w wins the cup. So I don't love the return. I think Anderson kind of screwed them a bit by saying that he wouldn't sign an extension with Boston and sign an extension with any team.
Yeah.
So that probably lost a little bit of their bargaining power. But I guess at some point you just have to move them out, get what you think you can get, especially before the Olympic break, and hope you hit on those later draft picks that you're getting.
Yeah, I feel like that's why you trade a guy before his final year. Like they
Yeah,
should have traded him coming
you're
into this year or halfway through last season, maybe. Like maybe they would have got a better
But they
deal.
tried to trade him last year too, right? And he said
Yeah,
no, he wasn't going to Vegas, or no, he wasn't going to certain places. So it helps when you have that. I mean, they were able to do it in Vancouver with Quinn Hughes, but
yeah,
um, it's pretty risky for a team to take him on and not have an extension signed in place. But Vegas did it in the past with Hannafin. We'll see if they can do it with Anderson too.
yeah, that's true. Kiefer Sherwood from Vancouver goes to San Jose for Cole Clayton and 2 second-round picks as well. So the other kind of major trade, if you will, that's happened before the Olympic break. But we still, what do you know when the actual deadline is before the Olympic break? When does that freeze start? And then the official deadline I think is March 6th. So there could be some more movement before the Olympics, and then between the end of the Olympics and the actual deadline, we could see some other major trades as well.
Yeah, I think the Olympic break or the freeze is around the February 5th, maybe. I
Hmm.
know a lot of guys are going to the Olympics around the 6th. That's kind of when the opening ceremonies are. I think games don't start till like the 11th or 12th, kind of somewhere in that area. And then they won't be back for a few weeks, kind of in the late February, 22nd to 24th is kind of when the later games are. But yeah, it's not a lot of time. What's today? Today's Wednesday. We're filming on Wednesday, so the 21st. So yeah, you got basically 2 weeks left, maybe, to make some trades before that freeze, and then you're waiting another month or so after that when the Olympics is over. So could be a lot of moves. There's a lot of rumors already that we're looking at. We see
Yeah,
Kadri and Panarin and all these other guys. I like the Kiefer Sherwood trade. I think San Jose is a good landing spot for him. He's probably going to play a ton. I don't know how much he'll play with Celebrini. He already got Smith on that line, but
yeah.
their coach seems pretty happy to get him. A guy that hits and shoots and scores some goals. So he's perfect for that San Jose team.
Yeah, and you mentioned Kadri there too. I see in rumors, I'm looking at one right now, that the Leafs and the Avs are two of the teams that are interested in kicking the tires about Kadri. So it's interesting that it's two teams that he's played for, won a cup with Colorado. Obviously, his time in Toronto was controversial to say the least, with taking some of those penalties in playoffs. But other teams include Montreal Canadiens and the Los Angeles Kings as well. So where do you think that Kadri could end up landing, and what do you think a good return would be for Calgary?
I think a lot of teams need a guy like that, especially, Colorado or Toronto is trying to get into the playoffs. I mean, you see they kind of pushed him out, like you said. Like it was a weird, controversial way that like he took a couple bad penalties in playoffs, and everybody just wanted to get rid of him. And
Yeah,
now they're kind of looking for that 2-3 center that can, play hard and have a little bit of skill and complement Matthews and Tavares. So I don't know. I'd love to see him go back to Toronto. I'm sure he would want to go back to Toronto. He was pretty upset leaving there, but um, Colorado would be a good fit too. They could also have a great chance of winning the cup this year.
I think Montreal would be an interesting landing spot for him. They've got so much
Yeah,
talent
they
on
need
that
a
team.
two center too, or
Yeah,
even a one. I mean, they got Suzuki. He's a center there too, but I don't know what they have after that. I guess Dano and um, yeah, it's not every team's looking for a center like Kadri.
Yeah, if I were him, I would not go back to Toronto. I would say pretty much say trade me anywhere but Toronto. The
Yeah, you
place
don't
just
want to get
seems like
booed
a
out a
mess.
second time.
Yeah, the place just seems like a mess. Like, yeah, the team might treat the players well, but the locker room seems not all together all the time. Like Montreal seems much more of a tight knit group that wants to support each other and make a good run. And I think they have so much young talent on that team too. Like you said, they need a guy like Kadri that one has been deep in the playoffs and won a cup and has that grit to his game, but can also still have some offensive performance as well.
Yeah, that'd be a good fit. I mean, Montreal's doing well this year. They're like one of the top 5 or 6 teams in the whole league. So they don't have a ton of experience, like you said, and to get a cup winner like Kadri, that'd be huge. And yeah, I think he thrives in the big markets too. He probably likes the Canadian team. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see him go there.
Yeah. But like you said as well, I think the Avs would be happy to have him back as well because they're making such a big push this year. Like they haven't been quite as deep since he left, so maybe bring Kadri back, and if they end up winning again, that'd be pretty funny.
I'd like to see Panarin go to Colorado.
That
I
would
think
be
that'd be an
insane.
insane fit.
They win the cup. I think if
A lot
Panarin
of
goes.
righties, but still, like you mix in him there, right wing, left wing, doesn't matter. He's gonna play pretty good with McKinnon.
Yeah, and Makar, like those. But I heard that Panarin maybe Nate wouldn't like him if Panarin's he's kind of lazy on the back check or on the defensive end. So if he makes a silly play, like Nate could just lose it and snap.
Oh, Nate Dogg will get him going. He'll be back checking. But the other place that I heard was San Jose. There's a little
Interesting.
like Greer Drury connection. I guess they played together back in the day. So I mean, if San Jose gets, they already got Sherwood, and if they get Panarin, they'd be making the playoffs this year for sure, I think.
Yeah, Panarin playing with Celebrini and Smith. That'd be pretty wild. I
That'd be
mean,
a line. How many points would Celebrini get with another guy like Panarin?
I wonder what these teams would be giving up for a guy like Panarin or a guy like Kadri. Obviously, the ask for Panarin would be much bigger than Kadri, but like, what would you see Colorado giving up for him for either of those guys or
Well,
San
they
Jose?
definitely have to retain, I think, a decent amount of money. I don't know how much New York can retain, but I think they've already got a couple contracts on the books that they're retaining for. But you're going to get a pretty high prospect. You might get for salary cap, a decent already roster player, and then for sure first round pick, at least one first round pick. So could be a big trade if it comes down to it and happens.
And Calgary already retained a bunch of salary on Rasmus Anderson, so I don't know how much is on
Yeah,
the books
they
besides
might not
him,
be
but
retaining on Kadri then.
yeah, and he's got a 7 mil cap hit, so which is quite a lot for Kadri right now, but
Yeah, and Panarin's making what, like 10 and a half or
something crazy like that,
11?
yeah, 10 or 11, yeah. So they'll
They
definitely need to retain some there for sure.
and then there's going to be lots of teams selling at the deadline. You see if Coleman gets traded or not.
Yeah,
Obviously, everybody in Vancouver seems to be um had the if you trade Quinn Hughes, I think you're probably trading Pedersen. You're probably trading a lot of these guys. Nobody's safe there.
yeah, it's that team's a mess too, man. Like nobody wants to stay in Vancouver. It's pretty much for some of these Canadian teams like Calgary and Vancouver. It's a fight to come at last right now, selling off all these pieces. But
Calgary needs to get going. They're playing too good. They need to start losing some more games.
yeah, it's every second game they're winning. It's like win lose win lose. I'm like, guys, I thought we wanted to lose to get a high pick. Like we don't want to make playoffs to get swept, and we don't want to just barely miss out and not get another pick like every other year.
Vancouver is winning that battle big time,
Yeah,
but Calgary's like only 6 points out of a playoff spot.
which is nuts. We talked about Olympics there. This Cole Caulfield post that keeps coming up, but did you see Montreal tweeting at the Team USA, just the highlight of
OT winner.
Yeah, they just posted a period and the highlight of his OT winner. Like
Hashtag at Bill Guerin
yeah.
against Minnesota Wild. That's great.
Yeah, so love what they're doing there. I obviously think Cole Caulfield should have made the Olympic team, but man, he's on fire, dude. Like he's so good.
He's always scoring an OT. Like he's the king of 3-on-3.
Yeah, he's so skilled too. Just yeah, you want him out there in one of those situations.
Yeah, it's an exciting team to watch, and I mean between them and Edmonton, those are the good spots in Canada right now, and then everywhere else seems to be a dumpster fire. Ottawa, all that drama with
Yeah.
Ullmark, and oh man, it's a mess in Calgary, Vancouver, Winnipeg. It just seems like everywhere else is Toronto's kind of they're not probably not making the playoffs. We'll see unless they go on another run, but Montreal is the place to be.
Yeah, you mentioned Allmark. I feel really bad for him, man. Just all the stuff that surrounded him. He came out and did a big interview with TSN. I didn't watch the entire thing, but I saw some clips of it, and I saw some quotes and posts of it, of highlighting it as well. But basically just citing mental health for the reason for his absence, and then all that the bullshit rumors that get made up by random people on Twitter that just want to make stuff up for the sake of making it up. And obviously that stirred up a bunch of stuff where we talked about it last week. The Sens had to come out and make a statement, which I still don't think they should have made a statement, but just the fact that
Just
rumor got
fuel to the fire.
Yeah, the fact that got as big as it was, I mean, for someone who was already struggling, definitely wouldn't have helped at all. But I mean, the fact that he's able to come out and be open about it is, I mean, shows a lot of strength on his part. But yeah, tough situation for him to go through.
Yeah, and it's cool to hear that other guys throughout the league are reaching out to him.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's been dealing with some stuff all like basically since he got traded from Boston, and even like Hedman's reached out, and I don't even think they've really like played on a team together. Maybe in Sweden or something, but pretty nice that, you know, there's people standing behind him. Obviously, it's a tough situation right now because, you know, since he's been out, the goaltending hasn't been great in Ottawa, and he's got some other teammates that are, you know, bashing other teammates in the media after games, and it's kind of a mess. But for him to come out and stand up for him and himself and his family and mental health, it's pretty good on him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he said citing all the way back to December 27th, basically, like against that Toronto game that you mentioned. He said that's kind of where he started having panic attacks and in Ottawa, and then obviously going back to the trade, like you said as well. So just something he's been dealing with for a bit, and hopefully he's obviously been taking the right steps, and hopefully those steps are helping him, and we can see him back in net in Ottawa sometime soon.
For sure. Or start winning some games, and then we don't have to talk about it anymore. Like it's crazy that it just keeps getting played out in the media, and there's just more and more. It's like every other day. It's just let him live, let him work himself out, and you know, hopefully Ottawa can go on a run.
Yeah, 100%. Anything else that you wanted to touch on? Oh, well, we're speaking of the Sens. You wanted to talk about the drama, Sanderson. We're speaking about goalies, how much they would like Allmark back, but man, Sanderson in his post game interview. This is I texted you this. I'm like, this is one of the reasons why I think that media should not be allowed in the locker room, especially after a game. Like the locker room should be for players and team staff only, mainly players. Like there shouldn't be fucking media cameras and reporters in a team dressing room. But he basically says, yeah, I wish I could find the actual quote. What did he say?
We need more than 10 saves to win a game or something.
Yeah, we need more than 10 saves to win a game. And then he came out and he's like, yeah, I'm embarrassed like that I said that. I shouldn't have threw our goalie under the bus like that. And I'm like, is he wrong?
He's not wrong,
no.
But yeah,
like he probably should.
Not the time and place to do it.
Yeah, like emotional post game interview, not wrong, but probably shouldn't be throwing your goalie under the bus like that. but it's
And then they signed Patrick Reimer, I think, right after that, or it might even before that. So, or is it not James Reimer? Sorry, Patrick Reimer's in Germany.
yeah, he's like, I think Levi made some good saves, but I think at the end of the day, you've got to make more than 10 saves to win a game. Which is
Made some good saves, but also let in 6 goals on 15 shots.
yeah. Their head coach Travis Green downplayed his comments, saying he's one of the best teammates you'll ever find in the league. So he's trying to do some damage control there. But yeah, interesting. I mean, it's a frustrating thing when you go on when the team's not performing like they were, because Ottawa was looking pretty good there for a bit, and then different things happen, and obviously Brady was out for a bit. That didn't help the team, and now guys are frustrated when they can't get the wins, piling up the wins. So yeah, interesting situation out there. But I really like Sanderson as a player. I think he's great. He's obviously going to be a top D man in the league, I think. So it's hopefully the future's bright there in Ottawa.
I think he learned a little lesson there. Maybe he's got to learn the lessons from Zane Parekh and give a little more simple answers after the game and be a boring hockey player. Everybody gets mad at him for that. And
yeah.
well, now Parekh's in the minors. He's playing for the Wranglers, trying to get healthy again and get his game back. So
Yeah.
I look forward to see how he does once he's done his conditioning stint.
Yeah, hopefully he comes up and starts to take off a bit and takes a step, sticks on the team. The Flames need him. But also,
especially after losing Anderson, like he's gonna play some big minutes now.
Yeah, for sure. So it'll be interesting to see when they bring him back up, whether it's before the Olympic break or after. I mean, hopefully they bring him back up. Obviously, we don't know what they're gonna do, but it wouldn't make sense to just let him sit down in the minors, especially after trading a guy like Anderson. So yeah, we'll see what happens in Calgary there. Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on in this last week in hockey or other sports?
No, not that I can think of. I mean, we lost our Miami bet
We did
against Indiana.
We won the NFL bet though. We won the parlay, so
won the parlay. So we got to cook something up for this weekend for playoffs.
Yep, which will be interesting. Patriots won, going to the conference championship or whatever they call it in the NFL. I think it's conference championship, AFC, whatever. And then the Rams on the other side. So that was our
Patriots,
parlay.
Broncos, and then Rams, Seattle.
Yeah, those will be 2 really good games.
Yeah, I think so. Be tuning in for sure.
So we'll play some bets there. Probably take Patriots again. I don't know. It's tough to bet against the Patriots right now.
They've been good this year.
And the Rams, I mean, they shouldn't be doing as well as they are, I don't think. So that game against Seattle will be interesting too.
They're both good teams. I could see Seattle pulling that one out.
Me
I know
too.
a lot of Canadian people like to cheer for Seattle because it's so close, but we'll see what happens.
The Dodgers making more moves. I mean, the Dodgers are insane, dude. Before we hop out, like the Yankees are doing nothing. The Dodgers are spending godly amounts of money, just ungodly amounts of money.
That team.
I saw a stat that they bought the team. I think it was in 2012. I think it was for 1.2 billion or something like that. And right now they have 1.1 something billion in guaranteed money on the books for their players alone.
They've probably spent a ton the last few years.
Their luxury tax is more than multiple teams in the league's full salaries.
How's the Blue Jays supposed to compete with that?
Insanity, dude. And the Blue Jays are up there spending money too, but like the Dodgers are just, man, the Yankees are just doing nothing. Nothing.
I wonder if they'll ever make a luxury tax in NHL.
That'd be nice. I think it would have to
The
stay
Leafs
a little
would
bit
like
more
that.
capped, but
maybe they'd get Marner back if they did that.
Maybe. I wonder what teams would spend the money. I mean, Toronto's probably the richest team in the league, hey?
Yeah, Toronto Rangers would definitely.
Rangers
LA might try.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
at this point, if you're Edmonton, you got to try and win now. Just spend as much money as you can.
Yeah, especially when McDavid's got 2.5 years left.
Now's your time.
Yeah. Yeah, anything else that you want to chat about before we head out? I've said that twice now, and then I pulled up something else, so I'll give you the floor.
No, I think that's good.
Awesome. All right, we're streaming on. We're filming this on Wednesday. This will be out Thursday or Friday, probably Friday. Yeah, this podcast will be out Friday night, Friday morning, and then we'll be streaming on Sunday. So live stream Sunday on Rumble and Twitter, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.